Someone went out of their way to create a Discord account for the sole purpose of drawing my attention to a video. So, given their sacrifice, the risk they've put themselves through, making a Discord account, they're now vulnerable to predation by creeps on Discord, I figured I should check it out. And creeps is an important word. This video they shared and wanted me to see, it's called Female Covers of the Song Creep by Radiohead Have Zero Self-Awareness. The thumbnail says, a song about being rejected for being ugly. I don't think that's what creep is. Covered by women who would never date ugly guys in the first place. Ironic as beep. Original singer, Thom, is that Mr. Yorke? Girls who cover the song. Isn't creep a guy who doesn't even try to approach? Not much is said in the lyrics for creep. He talks about like not being able to make eye contact. This woman he's fixated on is special. He wishes he was special. She doesn't notice him. Isn't it like, to me, I always read it as a self-esteem thing and not being able to approach a woman because of self-esteem. I don't know. Perhaps this guy is going to appeal to the original creator's intent, if that's known. I don't know. I'm not a big Radiohead guy. I've just heard creep a few times because it's been everywhere.
We all know the song by this point. It has 1 billion views on YouTube and hell.
Okay, I already have the most autistic issue with what he said. 1 billion views doesn't represent 1 billion people hearing about it. Especially a song like that. Each person who listens to it is likely to listen to it many, many times. You can divide that by a lot. The YouTube video, the means by which many people listen to music, isn't the right one to go with. Of course, odds are someone watching this has heard it. That is not represented by the YouTube video.
It's one of those songs, even if you don't like Radiohead, you probably know, at least that song and Fake Plastic Trees, and I don't know if they had any other famous songs, but it's a song, even though I was never a big fan of the band or anything. I always liked that song. I could always relate to it because...
It's alright. You could always relate to it.
I, for one, know what it means to be rejected, and...
I don't read the song as rejection. Over and over again in the song, it's I don't belong here, whatever, I can't sing. I don't remember exactly the rhythm or the pitches, but it's a guy who's somewhere and doesn't feel that he fits in, right? I don't think rejection is ever directly pointed to in the track. It's clear a woman is being talked about, but the woman is referred to as special, and the guy doesn't feel like he can even look her in the eye, and then she leaves. Talks about wanting her to notice when he's gone. I don't think there's rejection there. Because rejection means you try and you're turned down. This sounds like doesn't even try, is in the place, but either doesn't or at least feels like he doesn't belong there. I don't know, man. I don't read it like that at all.
What it means to be unattractive, what it means to be a creep, when every woman looks at you.
This is a weird one. I have a big problem, and that problem is I'm not gay. My judgment of this guy's appearance, I'm not gay or a straight woman. I don't look at this guy and think, what an uggo. He just looks normal. He just looks like a normal guy.
With disgust and...
Every woman...
Be a creep, when every woman looks at you with disgust and...
Mark says he's just a dude. You're just a dude. I've seen 1 million guys who look like you with girlfriends.
And... they honestly don't want you anywhere around them. You may think I'm overreacting. I'm not. I really don't think that any decent women wanna be seen with me.
Decent women. Okay, I see how it is.
I don't think any woman would go out on a date with me. I mean, they reject me all the time. Okay. As it is, so...
Who are you approaching, bro? Come on.
But you always see this, the covers,
Bro, you have nails painted black. There are a lot of things going on here. You could be, aiming way out of your league. Additionally, there are a lot of fashion elements here that might be turning people off. Things that are not innate.
The covers of that song, that particular song, you go on YouTube, you type in the covers.
I forgot to sell. Take my Mega Bezos bucks, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of that song. It will mostly be, like the top results, it will mostly be women doing the cover of the song. Now let's take a look at it. So this is what you get when you search for covers of the song. You have a bunch of,
Is this going to be a cultural appropriation? It can't. Well, we already know it kind of is a cultural appropriation thing. My guy, it's YouTube. It's a cover where you can see the person performing. It's an emotionally loaded song. People want to look at pretty girls sing emotionally loaded songs. It is what it is.
Good-looking women trying to cover the song, and it's ironic as hell. Like, you have a few men as well, but it's mostly women. The top results are women. There's also like a song by the same
Yeah.
name from the Stone Temple Pilots, but it's a completely different song though. Completely different lyrics and everything. Completely different song. But yeah, so you have women that look like this.
Okay.
You know, like
Yep.
explain to me like why would women that look like this, be singing about this song about being a creep and being rejected and all it, like.
There's no rejection in the lyrics, is there? I'll say it again. There's no rejection.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense for.
It sounds good, and they want to copy the thing that sounds good. They want to do their version of a thing that sounds nice. It makes a lot of sense. Maybe the million plus people watching it and enjoying it suggests that it makes some kind of sense.
For women that look like this to even like touch this song, it makes no sense.
They like it. Sounds good to me. I will now play it. Also, the woman running away could be interpreted as rejection. He talks about his absence not being noticed. It's from the perspective of the guy. It could just be that she's left and it has nothing to do with him. Alternatively, as people have suggested, it could be rejection, but also rejection in the sense that you get the hell away from a stalker. However, here is my galaxy brain take. Because the guy in the track, the person whose perspective we're hearing in Creep, is so passive, talking about not being able to look someone in the eye, the person just leaves, the woman just leaves. There's no mention of him trying to actively get her to pay attention, just wanted her to notice him. Women who might expect to be approached over feeling they have to approach someone might identify heavily with the song because of that, just from a different route. Reason. They have the experience of expecting the guys they want to come up to them and they don't. And then when the guy leaves, it's like, oh, I've been rejected.
You gotta have a special type of like understanding to understand this song. And most women will never understand it.
So, the song's lyrics, even if this is true, song's lyrics are not all there is to a song, right? It's only a fraction of it even.
The only female artist who I think who I think covered the song in a legit way would be Macy Gray. Macy Gray, the R&B singer, her vocal style is very similar to
I saw people say that, Waraway. The band has stated it's about a stalker, rather Thom Yorke has, allegedly. I've seen that. I haven't looked at the source directly myself, so I don't know if that's absolutely correct. However, it doesn't even matter if it's the intent. You can death of the author it. You can say it's about an ugly guy who's being rejected. This guy can do that, fine. But it still doesn't matter.
To Billie Holiday. But see...
And the reason that's relevant is he's saying they could never understand it. They might not understand it the same as you. They might not understand it as intended by the writer.
According to Thom Yorke, Creep tells the tale of an inebriated man who tries to get the attention of a woman to whom he is attracted by following her around. In the end, he lacks the self-confidence to face her and feels he subconsciously is her.
Okay. That fits, certainly. But, hold up. Just because they're not understanding it as intended, just because they're not understanding it in the way Dark Season understands it, doesn't mean they don't have the understanding of the lyrics, because the lyrics as they stand alone, without further context, can be understood in many ways. Imagine if that has indeed been said by Thom Yorke. Imagine if he'd never said that. Imagine if he did the what is it, David Lynch thing? Where it's just, I'm not going to tell you what the intent is. Deal with it. What do you do then?
She actually suffers from bipolar disorder and depression, and she had a rough childhood. She was very had troubles in school, had troubles talking to people up until the age of
gatekeeping. Ben Dillon says Dark Season is gatekeeping. Not really. He hasn't done a good job defending the gate because this video has been run through 1.6 million times.
10.
If you believe Dark Season almost as many times as she herself has been.
She couldn't even hold a proper conversation.
Oh, although wait, he's saying this Violet person is a legit femoid cover, right?
Because of her problems, so somebody like that, I think, understands the song, But you can't fucking tell me women that look like this, women that...
Oh, he's talking about hypothetical, not her. Okay. Because I was pausing so much, I missed the detail.
Are like a 10 out of 10, you know, extremely beautiful, you know. You can
Even in his put down of these women he's simping, he has the simp gene. That might be the problem.
really tell me they know what they know what it means, you know, to be a creep, and what it means to like to be this guy that no woman wants. None of them understand it, and none
Where is he getting the guy that no woman wants? No woman wants. The woman being pursued in the track doesn't want him, ostensibly. You're reading too much into it, I feel. Which is fine. Rather, it's not that you're reading too much into it. You can read as much as you want into a song, but you're asserting your read that is deeply colored by who you are and your experiences is how the song must be understood. Nah, incorrect.
of them would none of them would ever fucking look at me.
They're the woman from the song. I should be singing about them.
And Thom Yorke, the guy who the actual singer from Radiohead, he was never a good looking guy. That's the whole point. He's a
Is he ugly? I wouldn't look at him and go, that guy doesn't look good. Disclaimer again, I'm not gay or a woman, but
short guy. He's a redhead, even though here he's blonde. But like,
he looks like, oh god, who's the actor who played Richie Rich? He reminds me of him. Or the Home Alone kid, Macaulay Culkin. Looks like Macaulay Culkin there, a bit.
This guy, he had to have multiple surgeries on one of his eyes because he was basically born with a deformation, and you know, it's something that he could never fully fix. So he was never, like, even at that time.
What kind of deformation? He looks fine. He looks like the kind of frontman I've seen get with a million chicks. I don't...
You know, the late 80s, and this song was, I think, recorded, I think 1992 or 93. So he was somebody at that time who couldn't even, you know, who could never be accepted.
He just looks like a normal dude. What the hell?
Society, because how ugly he was, and let's just say how it is. He was ugly because of that deformation. And
let me look up Thom Yorke eye. Thom Yorke deformed eye. Show it to me. He had a paralyzed left eye. He had a lazy eye. That's not the kind... There are people with wild deformations that like look insane. A lazy eye? Come on, man.
Even at that time in the 90s, where what used to be average in the 90s, the men who would be average in the 90s are now called incels. You know, like men like me would be average in the 90s. But now we are seen as this ugly bottom of the barrel.
Now you have to play meta or you're hideous. Ugly bottom of the barrel. By who? By a certain slice of women. Sure, by a certain slice of guys, ranked average, by the average person, I bet you'd hit, like, if we average fucking everyone's judgment, you would probably hit about, you would come up normal dude. That's it.
Men, you know?
Brother, have you been on dating apps? You better not have a video about dating apps. I swear to God. A dream made me think about my childhood innocence and how I imagined my future back then. Maybe true love and passion awaits me in the afterworld. This world broke my spirit. Fourth video, being a Satanist is often misinterpreted as being evil or worshipping the actual devil. Okay, alright, I see. How much of this is there? Nobody respects you when you're bald. That's why you need a gun, brother. I've been black-pilled since the age of 13. Okay, let's carry on.
Which I mention a lot in my videos, and I will keep mentioning it. And until society starts treating me better, I refuse to participate in society, you know?
He says in his video uploaded to a mass media platform, he says while engaging in international discourse.
Another one, like all these women that are like above average beautiful, covering the song. Like it makes no fucking sense. If it was some, you know, if it was some woman who's like...
Makes no sense. Why are these people who do covers covering a song that is immensely popular and well known and recognized? Why?
Like ugly looking, who's like has a face deformation or whatever, like then it would make sense. But like beautiful women doing it, like it makes no fucking sense at all, you know? It's ironic. That's But let me tell you something. Women like to role play. This is a thing. Women like to.
Question to Dark Season, who I'm sure does not even know I exist. If you were somewhere out in public and she was in the room with you, would you approach her? If you wouldn't, and she was interested in you, wouldn't she be having a similar experience to the guy speaking in Creep?
Role play as what it would be like, kind of what it would be like. It's because, see, that's kind of like when you watch a movie, you watch Mad Max and you find it interesting, that it's like they live in a post-apocalyptic world.
Where are we going with this?
Or you like to play video games about it, like Fallout and whatever. It's fun to role play. Oh, I like post-apocalyptic video games, this and that. I like zombie video games. It's fun to role play all that.
Is he gonna say this is Roasty's role playing as an incel? This is their version of playing Fallout. Is this what it is?
You would never want that in real life,
This is pretty
you would
good.
never want to be in that situation. And those women, they know it. They just like to role play. They like to pretend, oh, what if I was,
This is Incel Face. This is Blackpill-Face. Blackpill-Face.
What if I was unwanted? How would that be like? Oh, it's kind of like when we play, video games about World War II or whatever. And
do you know the archetype of the woman who doesn't know she's attractive because everyone's too intimidated to approach her because she's so attractive? Are you familiar with that one?
we think, oh man, this game's awesome. Like back in the day, we used to play all those Call of Duty and Battlefield video games. It was awesome as hell. But would it be awesome to go into a real war? No, it wouldn't. It would be fucking horrible. It would be scary as shit. It would be terrible. It would be...
Guess what? They don't have to become a real incel. They can just sing a song about it. It's great. Unless he thinks it's bad to play Call of Duty. What? He's making this comparison, making this analogy. But it's okay to play Fallout, right? And you understand why people play Fallout, or why people play Call of Duty, or why people play any of these games. So surely it must make sense to him why these women are doing it. Even within his own framework, it does make sense why they do it.
Traumatizing. And that's kind of how that song is to women. It's like a song of something they will never have to experience. And also, they do not even relate to the guy, right? They don't even relate to... They would never be with Thom Yorke if he wasn't... It's a fact, if Thom Yorke...
They would never be with Thom Yorke.
Wasn't a famous singer, and he's one of the most famous singers in rock. If he wasn't famous, he would probably, if he worked at a gas station or...
Wait, should Thom Yorke ever play the song again? Doesn't apply anymore to you, Tom. Shut up.
Whatever. He would probably never get a woman. He would be in the same situation I'm in. And I think his work...
Tim is surprisingly oblivious on this topic. I actually have the ultimate knowledge. If you absolutely cannot get a woman no matter how hard you try, it's not because you're ugly, it's because you don't have a soul and are like a subhuman golem. There's nothing you can do about it, so just accept it.
Worse looking than I am, objectively looking. Yeah. Women want to tell you it's about personality. Personality, you only get to know somebody's personality after you talk to them for a while. And I can tell you for a fact that if you don't look attractive, women will never even stop and talk to you, neither online nor in real life.
Online is super different. Online is super different because they can get to know you without seeing you first. That's a major thing. That's a major thing. Now, if you are a straight-up uggo, there is a risk that you will be rejected once they find out what you look like. But you have such better chances if you do stuff online, get involved in community stuff online.
And that's a fact. And they like to, pretend to be a victim. That's why they like to cover songs like that. But when it comes to actual songs that
Also, this is like an it is what it is thing. Physical attraction is really important in a relationship. If you see someone, it's just like, I could never be turned on by them. Like, too bad. They're not into you. It's not going to work. Like, what is the alternative? What is being suggested here? It's just entitlement.
Expose them when it's a song that's about materialism.
Like, a relationship isn't just a thing you get. It's not a thing to have. It's not the same as, like, having a car. I'm gonna be real, I think I'm having a stroke. I don't know what she's saying. Feeling short of steeple? Feeling short of steeple? What? Let's try another cover. So there's another cover, and this cover is on Fuel's own official page, so it might be really clear.
She calls me from the
Just another cover of this song on Fuel's official YouTube page. Seems like women do cover it, and in fact the band themselves seem to like female covers of it. What? Bro, literally 2 seconds to check.
Yeah, see, because she says that love is for fools that love is for fools who fall behind. You know, yeah, it's really sad what life has come to,
Where women be singing. Where has society gone? Women be singing.
all these songs were recorded, you know, as I said, the Creep song is from 1993. Shimmer by Fuel, I think that was very early 2000s, maybe 2001 or so. You know, a completely different society then, you know. Now the society is way worse. Like that song was ahead of its time. The song Shimmer, it was ahead of its time for sure, you know. But yeah, I mean, women just love playing the victim, but when it comes to, you know, to men like me, when men like me are actually, you know, saying how lonely we are and how we are looking for love, you know, they will always just push it aside. They will always kind of gaslight you.
Ooh, make you doubt your own reality.
Because see, they will always tell you, oh, you will find somebody, or I hope you find somebody, something.
Stop trying to fuck with me. Stop trying to trick me into thinking I'm not a hideous freak who has no one and will never have anyone.
Along those lines, right? But then it's like, why don't you date me? You know?
She's not into you. There's someone for you, it's just not her.
They never want to be the one to date you. They always want to push you to kind of like...
They can probably smell that you view a relationship as something to acquire, something to have.
You know, just push...
Not something to build with someone.
You aside and be like, you know, they want somebody else to take you. They don't want you. They don't fucking want you, you know? It's like, it's kind of like when you have, you know, a rock on the middle of the road and all the cars are just avoiding it. They are all just avoiding it. They're going around it. And, you know, that rock ain't gonna move itself unless somebody picks it up and moves it to the, you know, off the road. You know, somebody, you know, will either crash into it or everybody will just keep avoiding it. Like, that's the thing, you know, everybody...
I'm confused by this analogy, by this metaphor. Are you the rock that if someone doesn't pick you up and move you is going to be crashed into? And what does someone crashing into that rock represent? Like relationship by force, or...
They just expect, oh, somebody else will date this guy. I'm not gonna date him. Oh, fuck him, you know. But then at the end, do you know what happens?
That's really attractive, by the way. Welcome to the Hell Vortex. Once you adopt this attitude, maybe you have low odds of getting someone interested in you and going anywhere with someone. Once you adopt this attitude, it's minus 500. It's over.
Every girl says that. Every girl's like, oh, I hope you find somebody. I hope you find somebody. I hope you find somebody. And every girl will just appear and say the same shit. There will never be a girl that will be like, oh, I want you.
And I do look at YouTube chat. I glance over. It's all blended in. All my chats are blended for me.
Like, no. If it does, it will be some girl that's like either extremely fucking ugly.
I thought you were ugly. Hold up. The ugly girl who approached you, would you say no? Or would he suggest that his approach would be different? Because he wouldn't say, I hope someone else dates you. Would he just say to that girl, no one will date you, you're ugly, and therefore he's not the same as the women who are gaslighting him into thinking he has a chance? Is that what it would be, or?
That's like way under your looks match. Or it will be...
Way under your looks match. Brother, you are the women you're chastising. You are them. You are them.
Some single mom that can't find nobody anymore, and now she wants you to be the provider, which I will not.
Satan, Aaron, Gray fed this.
Thank you, Satan Gray.
With love from Devlo.
Thank you for the dongers.
I do, no thank you. So, in the end of the day, no.
True. If I were single, women having kids would be a deal breaker for me. Much like how not being attracted to them physically would be. And probably would be for most people, women or men.
Nobody, you know, nobody.
Yeah, creepy psychopath. Dark Season, you don't understand. That extremely ugly woman is like a rock in the road. And if you don't pick her up and take her off the road, someone's going to crash into her.
Nobody wants to accept you, you know. And yet they think they understand the song. No, you don't give a fuck about that song, you know. You don't give a fuck about that song.
It is a moral imperative that you date the ugliest woman you can possibly find right now.
It's kind of, you know, people always like to virtue signal how, you know, they feel sorry for people who are unfortunate. They feel sorry for people who are not happy in life. But They don't care. They'll
Unfortunate like who? I don't feel sorry for guys like you.
laugh behind your back. Like a lot of these girls, you know, who they probably used to laugh behind my back of like, just like
Why do you care? So what? You're not gonna date him!
how nobody wants me and how, you know, they
But do you still want them, brother? Perhaps, mayhaps, you have a self-esteem issue.
probably all just laugh about me. And that's if they that's the only time they
Bro, f them. Screw them. How can you care?
think about you. If they wanna laugh about you, like they will not think about you at all. Otherwise, you're completely invisible.
So?
That's the thing. You're always invisible unless they wanna make fun of you. Which at that point you wish you were invisible, but yeah, it's always ironic, isn't it? Oh, you will find somebody, and
No, you won't. But it has nothing to do with your looks.
I will get comments. I already predict that I will get comments of men and women gaslighting me, you know, saying, yo, you're good looking, you're good looking. Well, if you're a woman and you think
I wouldn't go as far as to say good looking. Again, I don't have the credentials. I'm not gay or a straight woman. Just looks like a normal guy. Good looking? I don't know.
I'm good looking, okay, then fucking what's stopping you from dating me, right?
What they've heard you say in this video would be a massive barrier, yes.
Or if you're a man and you think I'm good looking, why don't you set me up with one of your female friends? Or
I swear to God, I thought he was gonna say sister. Why don't you give me your sister?
with one of your female cousins, or
Oh!
maybe your
Close enough.
sister knows somebody.
Oh, I was so close. I was so close. Maybe your sister knows somebody. I was so close. That has to count for half a point.
Or whatever. But nobody cares. Nobody really cares.
Nobody cares about me getting my dick wet. Yeah, you're right. Nobody cares that I am not getting laid, except to laugh at me and my videos on the internet. Yeah. What do you expect?
That's something you gotta remember. Nobody actually cares. You know, they don't give a fuck. They pretend like they care. If everybody has like a few single female friends or somebody, everybody knows somebody. Like, you gonna tell me, you know, all these single women out there, apparently, you know, you wanna tell me none of them know like a girl that's like kind of like close to my age, you know, whatever, who likes rock music and video games? Come on now. Like, you're gonna tell me that there's no...
Find them online. Don't use your appearance. If you think your appearance is such a major hurdle, by the way, what kind of self-sabotage, retard behavior is it to put your face everywhere online? If you genuinely believe that and you're going to attach your face to everything you're saying, what kind of brain-dead, dumb fuck behavior is that?
Nobody knows nobody all of a sudden. You know, those normies, they go to a bunch of parties, they know a bunch of people, they have these huge groups of friends. Oh, they don't have any single friends that they can set you up with. Yeah, right.
I would absolutely not do anyone I know the disservice of setting them up with you, not because of your appearance, but because of what you say.
Yeah, right. I don't believe your fucking lies, but that's it. I am the real, you know, subject of that fucking song. Men like me are the real fucking subject of that song because I am short, I am balding.
Brother, I ain't short, but...
I have...
To be fair to him, being short, if you really care about getting like a how should I describe, like an Instagram woman, an Instagram TikTok woman, being short is a pretty hard filter there. But if you want like a normal, real human being woman, I see short kings with hoes all the time.
An ugly fucking face.
One of the most normal faces ever. Just absolutely normal.
I have social anxiety.
That's a huge one, brother. For real? For real? That is a massive problem. Yes. I would suggest a lot of this is cope for that. That is probably the biggest core nightmare. It will take a lot to make up for that. Even if it's just because you self-sabotage, which you're doing right now.
And I don't have social proof, as they call it, all that shit, so yeah.
Presumably that's like, women haven't seen me dating other women. Is that what he's referring to, I would assume?
I definitely knows what it means to be a creep.
Like my experience in like secondary school and high school, and I'm sure a lot of other people's experiences, there's like zero female interaction, zero female interest, zero. You get a girlfriend and then suddenly you never don't have a girlfriend.
In woman's eyes. But these women who are trying to LARP and pretend, they don't fucking know shit, and they will continue to LARP forever on, because they know that when they wanna pretend, when a beautiful woman wants to pretend that she's lonely and has no friends or whatever, she knows that she will get hundreds or thousands even of comments and messages and everything telling her, oh, like, I think you're so beautiful, I would love to date you, and blah blah. And guess what? She's gonna
Are you jealous? What's your problem with this ultimately?
reject all of those people, because guess what? She already has a boyfriend, or she, you know, knows which guy she wants, whatever. She doesn't want any of these people, but she wants to be able to pretend how lonely she is, just so that she can get, like, she can see the likes pile up, the views pile up, the comments pile up, and then she can, you know, she can
AdSense revenue pile up as well, if we're talking about YouTube.
feel good how many people are telling her how beautiful and how she looks like a goddess, and anybody would wanna date her. Well, you know what? When you're a man, nobody fucking tells you that. Nobody. When you're a man,
when you're a man online, men will tell you that.
nobody goes and says like, oh, you're so handsome, I really wanna date you, like blah blah. Nobody ever fucking says it to you. Nobody.
What is his point going to be with this? I think there's a lot to this, and a lot of it is to do with who's expected to be the sex that pursues.
If anything, you know, I just got a comment 20 minutes ago from some asshole reminding me how ugly I look because of my hairline. Yeah, thanks a lot. I didn't know, yeah. I didn't know that I'm losing my hair. Thanks for reminding me, asshole. Piece of shit, you're getting hidden from my channel.
Who's bald now? Hey, look, my comment section has a bald spot now too. Isn't that funny? Doesn't the place where you write look ugly now? With you gone.
You know?
I've shaved my head since I was 15.
Yeah. I wish I could be one of those beautiful women and just be...
I was getting close to making jokes about this, but he just said it, so I've been owned, I guess, in a sense. Damn, okay, brother.
Be able to say, oh, how lonely I am, and then just watch the emotional support.
So he straight up is jealous. I was kidding about the jealousy. I was gonna make a couldn't get a girlfriend, so became the girlfriend joke, and he just did it.
Fucking rising like a fucking tsunami, you know? Try being a man. Try being a man who has no success in dating or anything in that matter, who's short, physically weak, has horrible
Physically weak? Are you disabled, or is that a choice?
depression problems, has horrible social problems. Try being a man like that, and then you're gonna know what that song is really about. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
Bye. Wow, thank you for that link. Who was it in chat? Something Percocet. Enlightened Percocet. 476818. Appreciated. That was pretty amazing. Okay, what is this? Holding a flame in your hand trick. We might have to open bets. How long until he comes out as trans?